Hello, welcome to another Screencast video. Um, this is the second analysis video for Have You Met Miss Jones? So we're looking at the chord changes. We're looking at some scale patterns, and we're also writing out or displaying some chord shapes and working with voicings and how to move from one to the other, or at least one example of a way to move. And so there are many things that we can do with this tune, and but we're gonna just cover some basic things here. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment and like the video if you do like the video. Or all right, well, let's carry on here. So we're looking at F. So we're going through in this video we're going through the next 8 bars. We started with the first 8 bars, so we're gonna repeat the A section. And what we're gonna do is talk about these, and I'm just going to move to a different position on the guitar and work from there, so that we have another option. We don't have to do the same thing again. So so F is our 1 chord. So let's line up the F. Okay, and we're looking for. So I'll start by spelling out the major 7, and then just gonna stay in F as I spell this out. Oh, let's get the root in there too. And so why don't we start with this chord here. Okay, so we have an F major 9. All right, so bring the chord shape that we're looking at here. All right, so F major 9. So next up, let's look at D7. So D7 is the D7 is the 6th chord, and it's the 5 of 2 here. So you might also consider F sharp diminished 7. Okay, so one or the other. So let's check this out. Why don't we move our root note to D? And let's see, we want a dominant chord. Let's include, yeah, we have a flat 9 here. Let's see if there's anything else I want to change here. All right, so that will kind of fit our chord. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Okay, so next up, so we could play, let's say, this chord. So I'm thinking about this D7 for the moment. All right, so this is, like we said, the sixth chord. Okay. You could also think of it as the 5 of 2. Okay. So I've got that. That will work. Now I'm going to, let's write out the voicing here below. All right, so this note move down by minor third. This will move up. So all these voicings will move up. On the voice is on the second, third, and fourth strings, and then the bass note, or the bass note will go down by minor third. All right, so let's look at the F sharp half diminished, or fully diminished rather. F sharp diminished. Okay, so there we have a flat 2 diminished. Okay, so I'm going to first spell this out relative to D. Okay, so the third there is the F sharp. Now I'm going to move these notes back to F, since we're looking at two different ways of moving from F. So you could kind of think of this F sharp half diminished as a D7 first inversion with a flat 9 replacing the root. Okay. And so I'm just going to leave it at that for now, from that perspective. And we'll look at how this changes. So in this case, the root note would go up by half step. The third will go up a minor third. 7 will descend by a half step. And the 9 will ascend by a whole step. Right. So this F sharp diminished, I'm writing this out, at least from this point of view. Well, maybe I'll just rewrite it out from F sharp to avoid confusion. All right, and all right, so this is essentially the same scale spelled out from F sharp here. All right, so that's what we're looking at there. All right, so let's work on the next chord. So we're going to go to the G minor 7. And we're kind of lining up a Dorian kind of sound here. Okay, let me call this a 9. Okay, so write that in. So we're on the 2 chord here. So you can see this was a 5 of 2. It's functioning as a 5 of 2, and then we're getting to 2. All right, so let's write out the voicing down here below. All right, so the root note, go up by a half step. That flat 5 will descend by a whole step. Okay, the double flat 7 will go up a whole step. And then the third, or the flat third, will remain in place here and become the 9. And so I was just spelling that out from the perspective of F sharp, going to G minor. All right, so we have G minor 9 here. All right, so now we've reached the 5 chord. So I'm just going to change this so it's Mixolydian. And let's just keep it simple. We'll go to C7. All right, so this root note will descend by a perfect fifth. The flat third will become the flat 7 of this chord. The flat 7 will descend by half step to the third. And you can leave that 9 in place for the 13. But we're going to take that down a whole step. And there are a bunch of cool things you can do with the 13 and maybe a flat 13 and all that. But for now, we'll just keep it simple. All right, so let's move in to the next part here. All right. Okay, so now we're looking at the A minor 7. So notice that we had the 5 chord in the key of F, and again, we're going to the 3 rather than the 1. And keep in mind that the 1 and 3 share a lot of common tones, so they're very closely related. And moving to the 3 just kind of keeps the momentum of the harmony going. So it does something similar to the tonic, but different enough that it keeps things rolling along. All right, so let's bring in the A root note here. Let's see, we'll have a flat third. So I'm trying my best here to keep everything um, in F. So just trying to keep things fairly simple. Okay, that's looking good. All right, so here let's let's see, we'll go to, actually, let's move down here. All right, so we'll go to the, you'd end up playing this in fourth position, but this is fifth fret. And so we'll play that. So we're gonna move this down here. All right, and so let's move to our next chord change. So we have D minor. So we'll change things around here. So in this case, let's we'll stray a little bit from the key of one flat. So we'll have a B natural here instead. All right, so we're looking at the 6 chord. And all right, so we'll look at a minor 9 here. So the root will move up fourth. The flat 7 will descend to the flat third. The flat 3 will become the flat 7, and the 5 will become the 9. All right, so so why don't we just embed a chord change in here? We'll play, put a G7. All right, so that would be the 2 chord. And that's kind of optional there, but I'll place that in here. All right, so we'll go into to G, set that up. Why don't we go with 13? Okay, and so the root will descend by a fifth. The flat third will become the flat 7. The flat 7 will become will descend to the third, and we'll leave the 9 in place. That will become the 13. Okay, so let's move on. So in the first ending, we go to G minor and then C7. Now this is the second ending, so we're going to go to C minor, and F7, setting up the bridge, which is going to B flat. Okay, so if I have room to put this, so we'll write this out relative to F, and we'll write it out relative to B flat. Okay, so in F we have a 5 minor, and then in B flat we're looking at a 2. All right, so let's find the C minor here. Okay, so this is Dorian sound at the moment. All right, now let's see what happens here. So we're gonna move this up to C. All right, so kind of moving up the neck again. All right, so we have C minor 7. And then we're going to F. So F is the 1 in F, and it's the 5 in B flat. So we have a 2-5. This is functioning as a 2-5 B flat. So let's bring in F here. We'll have a major third, flat 7. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So we'll come up with a voicing here. All right, so, excuse me. And then, so we'll have the root go up, a perfect fourth. The flat 7 will descend to the third. The flat third will become the flat 7, and the 5 will become the 9. Now you could also, if you want a little built-in extra tension, also flat this 9 here. All right, so then pretty much the same, except the 5th from the C minor is moving down by half step to become the flat 9. Like that. All right, and this is, and I've used the scale, I think in quite a few other instances, but this is essentially B flat, harmonic major. That would be from this 11 here. So it's that scale spelled out from the 5th, which is essentially a mixolydian with a flat 9. But you have the natural 13. As opposed to the 5th of harmonic minor, which would have flat 13, which you could do too, but that's what we're using here. All right, so then the bridge, which we'll do in the next video, will be a lot of fun, and the progression is um, working in key centers that are in thirds, so B flat, G flat, and D. And those are the progressions that Coltrane was using and working at on Giant Steps, the Giant Steps album quite a bit, and other things too. Um, but that'll be really interesting to take a look at. Um, all right. Well, this is the second video again, and working through. So we've done the first two A's, and then in the next video we'll get to the bridge. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this the screencast. Let me know what you think. Always looking for different ways to try to improve, and I've had some really helpful feedback about other things too, like the playback videos, which I'll do some playback or play along videos, play along sort of slash studies on the scale, or scale pattern. So I will put that together probably pretty soon. All right. Well, thanks again. Hope you enjoy this. If you need extra help with this tune and playing it, and just trying to maybe get in deeper with it, definitely get in touch. I can create a personal video for you, or meet with you online through Skype and kind of interact and talk about it. That also includes screen sharing. So let me know. Just send me an email, or you can visit my website at fretprince.com. All right. Thanks again. Remember to subscribe and like the video.